Welcome to another scintillating show on Rising Above Shadows of Abuse. Russell. I'm your host, Grace Opa. Today I have the adorable and compassionate Lisa Marie Anzaldua. How do you support holistic partners in neurodiverse relationships, especially when one partner is neurotypical and the other is autism spectrum?
Yeah, so the Alistic would imply, some ways of saying that is neurotypical, but Alistic is more indicates that, for instance, it could be someone who has ADHD or something along those lines, who's not neurotypical, but not ASD, autism spectrum disorder. And it used to be called for ASD, Asperger's syndrome. They've changed that now. And so ASD level 1, our partner who's on the spectrum. So I'm a neurodiverse couples counselor, so I usually work with not always, but the man is usually, if it's a heterosexual couple, the man is usually, not always, but usually the dynamic is such that he's neurodiverse, ASD, and she's Alistic, and they have a unique set of challenges that are difficult to navigate. I help them in doing that, in creating a better communication, a deeper bond, clarifying and healing from the past. Usually when they come to me, they had just discovered that their child is ASD, has autism, and then they think to themselves, oh, interesting, you must as well. They're usually something is enlightened from that experience, and they reflect on the relationship and on their partner, and they can see that there's, traits that are similar. And so they come to me saying, we just realized this, after all these years of miscommunication, I didn't understand what was going on, all this trauma that has occurred, ongoing traumatic relationship syndrome definitely is the case, almost always, for both partners. And so reverse the trauma cycle from that point with the couple. And then I work with the women, and usually women, trust me, there are plenty of ASD women who are married to holistic men, but for my group, it's mostly women. And I take them through a very methodical framework and process for healing and empowerment, essentially reclaiming themselves again, because they've usually lost themselves within the relationship trying to navigate its complexity and its very, very unique experience. They lose their sense of core self, their emotional sense of self, what brings them a sense of joy, essentially who they are, because they devote so much time and energy to the relationship. And usually the dynamic causes them to bring forth aspects of themselves that they find difficult to cope with, let's say, and is not in their highest best interest for either. We work on healing the traumas from the relationship and early life attachments that could be contributing to the dynamic at present. We work on reclaiming the core self and create a space of validation and insight. So those are the primary functions of the group.
Thank you. So you actually cater for the women alone, not for the family as a whole.
Yeah, so indirectly it impacts the relationship dynamic. So often, when they come to me, they realize their partner's on the spectrum, and 9 out of 10 times that partner's not interested in learning more about that. They reject the diagnosis. They're not open to working on the tools and learning about how to better communicate and be present for their partner in a way that is healthy for both. So with that said, the holistic partner is in a place where they've just got to figure it out on their own. So how do they do that? They work with their own mind, body, spirit, come to a place of mind, body, spirit alignment, heart, brain coherence, so that they can heal and come to a place of making a decision about how they want to navigate this. Rise above. I have an experience of being able to describe them what to expect. Let's take a bird's eye view of the maze that you're in and see exactly what you can expect, most likely. So now you have a choice. The future will unfold this way. You have the industriousness and the tools, the resilience and coping strategies that you would need to apply to be healthy and not have psychosomatic illness dominate your experience. You can absolutely do that. Or you can choose to uncouple, and it's only for them to decide. And so we just get into that heart-brain coherence so that they can make that wise decision on their own.
What do you think, listeners and viewers? Please leave your comments via email address, risingaboveshadowsofabuse@gmail.com. Bye for now.